All right, look guys, this here is going to be one of the most important videos that I make about the whole crypto market. This is because you're going to be hearing from a lot of other channels, the crypto market is going to take off, we're in a new bull run, or it's all dead and it's never coming back. In this video here, I've done all the research that you need to know in order to go over 6 of the reasons why crypto may actually have another boom, but we're going to take a more realistic approach. I'm going to dive more deep into the facts you need to know. This is going to involve regulatory data, economic news, and we're going to talk about just the full clear picture that you need to know. So let's first go over the 6 reasons why we're in a bull market, and then I'll share with you 4 reasons on why it opposes that argument. So the first indicator of a bull market is simply that the bear market low has already been reached. The crypto bear market officially started in November 2021 after Bitcoin reached its all-time high of $69,000. Over the course of 2022, Bitcoin crashed over 77% until it reached the lowest price of around $15,500, making this one of the worst crypto bear market cycles that we witnessed, and also the longest in the network's history. Now, circling back to today, at this point, we're almost 2 full years since the bear market had officially started, and several analysts right now believe that Bitcoin's bottom might actually have been in. The reasonings are that this extended bear market has been influenced by several fundamental factors that have already been priced in, and unless there's like another black swan event that we don't know about, it most likely won't happen again. Now, those fundamental factors include, one, mainly the US Federal Reserve's intervention to tame inflation, which brought interest rates to their highest levels in many years and still rising. In the middle of that, we also had a ton of major crypto firms collapsing, and this included 3AC, Voyager, FTX, Genesis, Celsius, BlockFi, and on top of that, we also had the fall of many popular crypto projects such as UST and Terra Luna. Now, Bitcoin's current price of $30,000, we've been seeing it hover around this section for the last 1 to 2 months. It would need to crash another 50% to make a new bear market low, which is also very hard for many people to get their head wrapped around. This is because it seems like the worst of all the worst has already settled in, and the price of crypto and where we are at right now have already accounted for all the destruction that has happened within the space over the past 2 years. Now, the second reason why crypto might be rebounding is based on the crypto bull cycle historical data that we can take from the price action we've had in the past. Crypto service provider Matrixport predicted that Bitcoin would rally to as high as $125,000 by the end of 2024. Now, their forecast is based on historical data showing that Bitcoin tends to enter a multi-month bull market after confirming the end of a bear market and setting a 12-month high. The signal indicating the end of the bear market was triggered when Bitcoin surpassed $31,000, which was the highest level since June of 2022. The head of research over at Matrixport also quoted, on June 22nd, 2023, Bitcoin made a new 1-year high, marking the first time in a year, and the signal has historically indicated the end of a bear market and the start of new crypto bull markets. If we take a look at past data, previous signals in 2012, 2015, 2019, and 2020 have all led to substantial rallies in Bitcoin prices in the following years. So what this means is, historically speaking, 3 months after this signal is triggered, Bitcoin usually begins its multi-month bull market. If we take the fundamental principle that history does tend to repeat itself, then the multi-month bull market would begin late September, going into October, and then starting for the year of 2024. Right now, a lot of people have been disappointed that Bitcoin's price action is relatively slow and that it was exciting over the past few months, but nothing is really happening yet. But I believe that this could be warming us up for what's to come. If we take a look at all the data and even just those 2 reasons, I believe that still creates a solid case on Bitcoin having another solid bull run in the months to come. Moving forward though, for point number 3, Bitcoin ETFs and the institutional adoption rate has increased to the likes that we have never seen. Within the past few months, the SEC has finally accepted spot Bitcoin ETF applications from the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock. Now, this year is a significant milestone for the crypto community, and if the SEC approves any one of these ETFs that got applied for, we can expect to see big money coming to the crypto markets, pushing the prices higher than ever before. To give you a reference point, the total crypto market cap right now is sitting at around $1.2 trillion, and the value of BlackRock's assets alone is around $10 trillion. So this means the entire crypto market has the potential to 7 to 8x if BlackRock had decided to go all in to the market. Now, obviously, BlackRock isn't going to be the only one buying $10 trillion worth of Bitcoin, but it wasn't just BlackRock either. We had a ton of other institutions showing interest after BlackRock had decided to make this position known. So we have the potential of new money entering the space. We have historical data showing us that this bull market is actually coming to an end. But to stack that up, we also have more news because this was probably the best headline within the crypto community yet. And it seems like a lot of people have just stopped talking about it, but this is XRP's legal win. For anyone who doesn't know, after more than 2.5 years of the ongoing legal battle between the SEC and Ripple Labs, the judge on that case has ruled in favor of Ripple, and they have concluded that XRP is indeed not a security. Now, this legal victory actually has done a few things. First of all, crypto exchanges has now gained confidence to relist XRP on their platforms, and it's shown to be a major sign of relief when it comes to other altcoins that the SEC was targeting. This includes Matic, ADA, Solana, Atom, and more, but the legal victory has many bullish implications, including positive market sentiment and increased confidence among crypto companies and investors to not just look at Bitcoin as the one and only option, but to look at other altcoins too as a viable source of innovation within the space. This legal regulatory win has also shown that other crypto companies can continue innovating without the fear of that regulatory backlash that the SEC was putting down their throats. Now, those reasons are great, but this here is what I believe is the best, and that's the fact that because Ripple Labs has now got a favorable ruling, we are now getting more clarity on how cryptocurrencies are going to be classified and more regulated. This year is going to put another obstacle in the SEC's way, and they're going to be a bit more hesitant in the future to regulate by enforcement. Now, look, there is still a need for crypto legislation, but until that happens, the SEC won't have this bullying remark that they've had over the past few years on choosing themselves solely on what is and isn't allowed. Moving forward, though, what I'm most bullish about, though, is the next Bitcoin halving, which is set to happen between Q1 or Q2 of 2024. Historically speaking, Bitcoin's price has always been positively impacted after the Bitcoin halving event, and after the first halving that we saw, Bitcoin's price had actually soared by more than 9,000% to mark the first all-time high above $1,000. Going into more data, the second halving resulted in a jump of more than 3,000%, reaching Bitcoin's price to $19,000. And then lastly, after the third halving, Bitcoin's price pumped to the mark of the present all-time high of $69,000. Now, these all-time highs typically came around a year after each halving event, so hence a similar price action is expected in 2024 with a new all-time high to expect to form somewhere where I believe between that mid-2025 range. Now, ladies and gents, if you take a look at your screen, you'll also see a chart that I put together where you'll see the spikes from the halving events. The red arrows pointing down is when the halving events occurred, and the yellow arrows pointing up is 1 year after the halving event. And for each yellow arrow, you can see that the months following had significant spikes leading to those all-time highs that we mentioned. Now, you'll also notice on your chart the last Bitcoin halving and pretty much the last bull market that we had, where the price of it skyrocketed before that 1 year mark, and then it dipped down in the months leading up to the 1 year mark again. So just keep in mind, even though Bitcoin was more than double in price from when the halving had initially took place, it still ended up pumping from $30,000 to $69,000 in just a matter of 5 to 6 months. Now, last but not least, Bitcoin's network rate has actually been trending at a near all-time high. Now, those are my reasons on why I believe the crypto bull run is going to take place towards the end of this year, going into 2024 and exploding into 2025. Aside from that, we didn't even mention where the current markets are, because it looks like by the time we are 1 to 2 years from right now at the time of filming this video, I believe stock markets are going to continue to improve. I believe the economy is going to get better, and hopefully interest rates, they either have not increased that much more by then, or we start seeing them slimmer down in the next 1 to 2 years. Now, on top of that, there is also going to be one major event that I think is going to change the course of how stocks and crypto do, and that is going to be the 2024 United States election. So Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, this is the time where we could possibly be seeing a new president enter into office. And if this is an individual that ends up supporting crypto more, or we get pro-business, less taxes, I believe this could also impact the general state of the market even more, where it could be, all these little recipes coming together and getting something to blast off where it looks like a new bull run and crypto starting to take off. Now, real quick, we do have a special message from our sponsor today, and that's going to be Coinbase. So if you're looking for groundbreaking crypto projects and initiatives, exciting and fun events with a passionate crypto community, and of course, on-chain mints and merchandise, then On-Chain Summer is meant for you. Starting on August 9th, Coinbase will be hosting a multi-week online event called On-Chain Summer, where they'll be celebrating the exciting world of on-chain art, gaming, music, and more. Now, On-Chain Summer is going to last 3 weeks and have daily mints, popular artists, and musicians, and more. This event here will also be showcasing the incredible potential of on-chain utility powered by Base, which is an efficient, low-cost Ethereum Layer 2 incubated by Coinbase. Now, Base functions just like the Ethereum network, but with lower network fees, and it integrates perfectly with Coinbase and the Coinbase wallet. So whether you're a crypto business or project owner looking for a new network to build on, or a crypto user looking for a trading platform that allows you to socialize and learn more about this whole space, Coinbase and the On-Chain Summer event has you covered. If you are interested in learning more or joining this event, visit onchainsummer.xyz or check out the link down below in the description. And thank you once again to Coinbase for sponsoring this video. Now, moving forward, guys, I could be like your traditional moon boy. Crypto's only going up. These are all the 10 reasons why it is. And we're not even going to talk about the potential reasons why it may not happen. That's not us. We're going to show the full picture. So let's talk about 4 of the reasons why the crypto bear market may still be here and why we might not be out of the gutters yet. So first of all, economic conditions. The economy plays a huge role into the market sentiment of how investors feel and generally how markets perform. Now, inflation has been the #1 economic threat after the COVID pandemic and even reached a 40-year high at one point. Now, US inflation has dropped from last year's peak of 9.1% to 3%, but the damage on price increases has been done, and many Americans are struggling to keep up with their monthly bills and expenses. Now, this isn't just happening here in the US, it's all over the world. So South America to Europe, they're all dealing with record-breaking inflation numbers and high prices for everyday items. To keep it simple, when people are struggling to pay for their necessities, they're less likely to save cash or invest in the stock or crypto markets. Combine that with the fact that with high interest rates, we get high inflation that has other consequences to then just being expensive items that we're trying to pay for. Basically, to combat the price increases from the last couple of years, the Federal Reserve has needed to increase those interest rates from effectively 0 to 5 to even 5.25% within a 1.5-year span, and there are expectations that we still are not out of the clear yet, with more rate hikes coming towards the end of the year. Now, the last time interest rates were actually this high was back in the early 2000s, and with higher interest rates, y'all should probably know by now, makes borrowing cash a lot more expensive. So even right now, my interest rate on my home is about 5.25%. So what this means is if I was able to secure my mortgage back when the interest rates were like 2%, I would have been paying a mortgage of about $6,000 a month. But right now, my mortgage is actually around $9,000 to $10,000 every single month. And this is simply because those interest rates have continued to stay up because of the federal government. Another easy example is if you're looking to get a car, you could actually get like 3% auto loans 2-3 years back. It would keep your auto payments a lot lower. But right now, if you're trying to pick up a new car and you're getting an auto loan, your interest rate might even be anywhere from 7 to 12%. With that, your auto payment's going to go higher. And what this naturally does is it deters us from wanting to get that house or buy that car. And this means that people are not going to be spending more money. And that's what the government is purposely trying to do. When we're not spending money towards a lot of these companies and their profit margins start to go down, then the economy slows down. And from there, inflation would go down, but it also prevents the broader markets within stocks and crypto in expanding. In addition to that, higher interest rates can make fixed income investments like bonds a lot more attractive, so people will tend to stay away from what you call riskier investments like the stocks and crypto. So investors may shift more towards just saving their money instead of putting it into the markets, and that usually results in the markets not doing much at all. And that's exactly what we've seen happen with crypto over the past 2 months. So apart from those raising interest rates, there's also another tool that I need to mention, and this is what the Federal Reserve uses to combat inflation, and it's called quantitative tightening. So quantitative tightening is essentially a tool that the Federal Reserve uses to take money out of the economy when there's just too much of it. It's pretty much like reversing all the money printing that they've been doing over the course of the pandemic. But you have to keep in mind, quantitative tightening in the United States started in June of last year, and if it's not managed properly, it actually has a risk of completely destabilizing the financial markets and tanking stocks and crypto even more. This is actually what led to the banking crisis, where 3 out of the 4 largest bank failures in the US have all happened for the year of 2023. So due to aggressive interest rate hikes, many banks that were unprepared and over-leveraged are running into liquidity issues, and some of these banks are still losing money now. If the place where we store money, like these banks that should never have issues, are running out, that causes more fear into the market, and that plays a role into how often people may want to put their money into exchanges. The consensus here, though, is that interest rates are still rising, and it seems like this is how it's going to remain throughout the year of 2024. If the banks are struggling, though, just 3 to 6 months back, imagine how worse it could be off in a year from now. It's not just that though, but economists, businessmen, and women from market experts all across the industry have all been predicting a recession to begin in Q4 of this year. If it doesn't happen then they're also expecting the full-blown recession to come out in early 2024. And these individuals are just not your everyday Jim Cramers, but it's even big businesses and banks like Dutch Bank, which is quoting a 100% probability of a US recession starting. We also even had a British banking giant, HSBC, warning of a recession beginning in Q4 of 2023. Now, in addition to those 2 big banks, we even had Elon Musk claiming that further rate hikes is going to trigger a severe recession, and even Michael Burry from The Big Short warning of another recession happening at the end of this year. So apart from the poor current economic conditions, many people are still pointing out that the US is due for a recession and that it never actually fully took place. Based on historical data, it turns out the United States has entered a recession every 4 to 10 years, and the last real recession was between 2007 to 2009. So it actually means that it's been about 14 years since we got another real recession. And by the way, the reason I'm saying real recession is because we technically had a 2-month-long recession in February of 2020 to April of 2020 during the peak of the COVID pandemic, but that wasn't a natural recession. That was more induced by our government from those lockdowns. Now, on the other hand of that, though, we have been hearing we should have been in a recession pretty much every month for this year, and it still hasn't happened. And it could just end up being that the recession was very short-lived, and that from now we have another bull run, and maybe this is like a season where we skip this recession and then we just push it back for another 10 years or so. That would be the most ideal. I would love that. If y'all would love that too, let me know down below. Now, I personally would love that, and that's because it gives me another opportunity to make more money. Then hopefully we can cash out and then rebuy at the bottom of the market. But guys, with things like timing the market, even the best of the best cannot do it at every time. So a big easy tip is to just continue dollar cost averaging into the market no matter what, and especially during times like now where the markets are slow. Now, in the past few months, there have also been more developments happening within the regulation space for crypto. For example, crypto is meant to be decentralized, offer privacy in financial transactions, and it's supposed to be that peer-to-peer payment system we've talked a lot about on our channel. But it looks like with new crypto legislation, it could prevent all of that from becoming a reality. This is because we can get more over-regulations and control happening from our government on what we do with our money. We already got word of this with new projects such as WorldCoin that recently got launched, where they state on their site that WorldCoin aims to establish universal access to the global economy regardless of country or background, and it's designated to become the world's largest human identity and financial network, giving owners ownership to everyone, all with the intention of welcoming every person on the planet and establishing a place for all of us to benefit in the age of AI. You know, two ways that you can go about their mission statement. Let me know how you guys feel about something like WorldCoin down below in the comments too. Regardless though, the last bearish reason that I have within the market is the fact that there is still ongoing skepticism happening within the crypto space. Look, many individuals who aren't in the space still consider crypto to be a scam now more than ever. During this bear market, there are a few things that I've realized, and it's that in this space, we have a lot of scammers, a lot of degens, and a lot of hackers trying to just corrupt people, steal their money, and to take advantage of others. This happens on a daily macro level where we see individuals just trying to scam others out of their crypto, to even some of the highest business leaders like SBF, Do Kwon, Alex Machinsky, or Justin Sun. This has terrified others from wanting to ever invest into crypto once again, but here's my actual thoughts. I think if crypto ends up picking up, there are a lot more lessons to be learned throughout this bear market and from a lot of the bad players within the space. I'd also like to believe that crypto is gaining even more credibility worldwide, and we've actually been building a lot more within the crypto space throughout these times. With the Bitcoin ETF application approval moving forward, institutional interest continue to go up. I believe with crypto regulation finally making a way within this space, this next bull market still could be a huge one, and it could absolutely blow the bears away. Even as an example, the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, was a huge crypto skeptic, and he even claimed that Bitcoin was just an index of money laundering, but now you see him applying for a spot Bitcoin ETF that could revolutionize the entire industry. So ladies and gents, that is just my full picture. I'm still long-term bullish within the crypto space, and I believe when things actually start picking up, people are going to forget about all of the cons and the whole reasons why it could be an extended bear market, and people are going to go back to investing like how it usually was. I just think it's still going to take a bit of time, but hopefully it happens sooner than later. So if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to drop a like and comment down below. Be sure to also check out the sponsor in the video description as well. Now, if you also want to go ahead and join our community, the link for that will be down below in the description. This here is going to give you access to our crypto Discord. You're also going to get buy and sell alerts from our analysts and myself included. And on top of that, you're going to be getting some of the best market research and news coming to your inbox right ahead. And right now, at the time of filming this video, our Patreon membership is at $14.99 a month. So this is at the cost of a Netflix membership, and you can unsubscribe, cancel at any time too. Check it out. Link for that will also be down below in the description. Thank you all so much again for watching today's video. Until next time, peace out.